This is The Boy in the Rocketship, written by Rich Hebron, illustrated by Kenneth Ferguson. It's for those who fear less. There's an enormous tower that exists. At the top is the greatest treasure in the world. Adults told boys and girls they could climb the tower and try to reach the top when they became old enough. The tower could be seen from far, far away, even from distant lands the boys and girls had never seen. Time passed, and finally, the boys and girls were old enough to climb. They were excited. They began climbing, fast and with big smiles on their faces. But there was one boy who stayed on the ground. He had a different idea. Why not build an elevator instead of climbing? Right? Soon the boys and girls climbed to the first levels. They found treasures. Their faces lit up with joy. They were having so much fun. The boy was still on the ground, building his elevator. The boys and girls then climbed to higher levels. They got more treasures. They were even more happy. The boy was still on the ground, working on his elevator. The boys and girls continued climbing to higher and higher levels. They got even more treasures. How could it get any better than this? They thought. The boy was still on the ground, building his elevator. The boy's mother came to him. He cried in her arms. "I worry about you," she said. "I don't like to see you suffer. You can climb too. Everybody climbs." No. Something inside me says not to climb. "I know, but I can't explain," he said. The boy's mother hugged him. The boys and girls climbed higher. They got more treasures, but their smiles had disappeared. They became tired. The boy was still on the ground, building his elevator. The boys and girls stopped climbing. They no longer reached higher levels. "It's impossible to get to the top. The adults lied to us," the boys and girls said. The boy was still on the ground, building his elevator. He was close to finishing. Suddenly, the boy had a thought. "This elevator can only take me up and down. I want to go everywhere. What can do that?" A rocket ship. The boys and girls hadn't climbed to higher levels. The boy learned so much from building an elevator that he built a rocket ship in little time. It was gigantic. He had a big smile on his face. The boy looked at the tower. He saw the other boys and girls had stopped climbing. "Let's go to the top together," he thought. The boy launched his rocket ship. He reached the other boys and girls. Their eyes were big. They had never seen a rocket ship before. "Let's go to the top," the boy said. The boys and girls smiled again. Brings a tear to the eye. The boys and girls carried their treasures to the rocket ship. "Leave your treasures," the boy said. "They'll only weigh us down." So the boys and girls left their treasures and jumped into the rocket ship. They wondered what the treasure at the top would be. The rocket ship soared past all the tower levels toward the top. When they reached the top, they jumped out of the rocket ship. Smiles were on their faces. There was a big treasure chest. A light beamed down on it. The boy opened it. Inside was a sheet of paper. It said, "Congratulations, you've reached the top of the tower. There's only one way to get here, and you know it because you are here. The treasure has always been inside you. You are the treasure." The boys and girls looked confused. The boy laughed so hard, he fell on the ground. He set the sheet of paper back in the treasure chest. The boy returned to the rocket ship. "Forward," he said. They had big smiles on their faces. They had so much energy. They blasted off to explore everywhere and to help others discover the greatest treasure. The Boy in the Rocket Ship by Rich Hebron and Kenneth Ferguson.